Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to today's video. So this trend, I have recently seen it like all over my homepage of YouTube for like the last week, and I've been watching so many videos on it, but I guess it's been around for like 2-3 months, and like I've just started seeing people posting. Well, I just started seeing videos pop up about it, not people posting, but I just started seeing videos about it, and I was like, oh my god, that's such a good idea to do like your top 3 in each category. So I'm really excited because I love just sitting down and talking to you guys about like my favorites and like my go-to products. So this is definitely my type of video. So I'm really excited for today's video. It's going to be my top 3 in like the face category. So we're going to be talking primer, foundation, concealer, powder, bronzer, highlight, cream products. We're going to do the face. And if you guys want to see like a top 3 of like eyes and lips, I can most definitely do that for you guys, but I didn't want to bore you guys with too much in one video. So let me know if you want to see that. Give this video a thumbs up and leave me a comment down below if you want to see top 3 for eyes and lips, because I will get right on that for you guys. But yeah, so today's video is just going to be top 3 in my face, and I'm so freaking excited to share all this stuff with you guys. So if you're interested, go ahead and give this video a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and let's get into it. I'm going to start from like how you start your makeup, like primer, foundation, concealer, cream, powders. I'm going to go in like that order. So we're going to start with primers. So if you guys have been a subscriber or been watching my videos for a long time, then you know what this primer is going to be. It's the Tatcha, the Liquid Silk Canvas. I have been using this for probably since it came out. Like before this, I was using the pressed one, or like the balmy one, like the one that comes in like a little container, like the round one. And then they came out with a liquid one, and I was like, hold up. And then I've been using this one ever since, and it's seriously my go-to. Like, it's such a good primer whenever I'm going out, or like I'm taking pictures, or I know that I'm going to be out for a long time, or I need my makeup to look good and perfect. This is the primer that like I'm reaching for, and I just love it so much. Like, this is definitely like my number one. Like, nothing can replace this. And then the other primer that I use is from ole-henrikson. This is the Banana Bright face primer. This one I use when I want to add a little bit of moisture, but not like overdo it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like it's not the consistency of like a Smashbox photo finish primer where it's more like moisturizing and that type of consistency. It's more like on the drier side, but it still adds a little bit of hydration with giving a little bit of glow. So if I am more and more of like a matte foundation, I will reach for this primer because I want like that little extra glow and a little bit of hydration, but not like overkilling it. So this one's great for that. But for this category, I only have 2 because I'm not like a primer like hoarder, or like not like I love primers. Like, I like primers and I always prime, but it's pretty much this one and then this one. Like, that's really it. Like, these are the ones that like I trust and that I know that I can like rely on, and I don't really own any other primers, and the ones that I do, every time I use them, I'm like, ugh, like, why am I even using these? So yeah, those 2 are my like ride or die. So for foundation, this one wasn't that challenging because I already knew what like my number 1 was, but like my number 2 and 3 was like a little hard because like I've been retrying some foundations lately, and I'm like, wow, like these are really good, and like they're more like recent like loves and like ride or dies, if that makes sense. But like they were always ride or dies, but like I forgot about them, if that makes sense. All right, let me just get into it, okay? So the first one was such an easy one. If you're new here, then you don't know, but if you're not new here, then you definitely do know, or at least I hope that you know. This is the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Hydrating Longwear Foundation. This has been my go-to foundation since it came out in 2019. I'll never forget, I did a video on it, and I was like not that blown away by it. Like, I was like, okay, like it's cool, but then like after that video, I started using it like more and more, and I was like, this foundation is everything and more. And I don't see a lot of people talking about it, but this is my go-to foundation. I have 2 shades. I have 190 and then I have 140. 190 is like more like my tanner, my darker shade, whatever. So, but this is just full coverage, hydrates and lasts, and just gives you like a filter on your skin. Like, what, for my birthday, for any special occasion, this is the foundation that I'm wearing. Like, it never ever disappoints me. Like, I just know that by using this foundation, like, I'm good to go. Like, I'm going to look snatched, my makeup is going to look great, my foundation is going to last. Like, this is that bitch for me. Like, this, if I was on a stranded island, like, this is the only foundation that I would even think about taking. Like, I'm like, oh, I need my Fenty. Like, that's it, no questions asked. Second one, if you guys have been watching my most recent videos and you kind of have like somewhat of an idea of this, if you haven't, then you have no clue. This is the Maybelline Superstay Activewear 30-Hour Foundation. So this is pretty new, but it pretty much just replaced the 24-hour wear foundation, which recently I didn't like that one, but this one for some reason I really like, even though it's supposedly the same formula, so who knows if I'm just crazy, you know, but this one I have been using non-frigging stop. It's almost like, I almost love it just as much as I love this, but it's like a little bit less because this one is just so freaking good. Your makeup lasts so long. You look like you're wearing, like, this one you can tell you have like, not heavy foundation, like definitely not heavy, but you can tell you're wearing a full coverage foundation, whereas the Fenty one looks kind of more like skin, but this one, you guys, is so freaking good. If you need a good, affordable foundation that's going to last you and it's going to look perfect, this is definitely your girl. You are going to love her. Check her out because that one is a good one. The most expensive foundation that I own, this one I loved like 2 years ago and recently have been like re-falling in love with it, and I was like, this is such a good foundation. Why did I ever like stop using it? It's the one I have on my skin right now. This is the Dior Airflash Spray Airbrush Foundation. This one has a lot of controversy around it. I feel like a lot of people don't like it because of the aerosol spray and don't like it because it's $60, and some people don't think that it's worth it. But if you want a good, affordable, like skin, not affordable, what am I crazy? If you want a good higher end foundation, you're willing to spend the extra money to have, it's not like full coverage, but it's skin-like, where it just gives you like that beautiful skin-like finish. Like it's what I have on my skin right now. And it's just, when I put it on again this morning, I was like, yes, like this is definitely in the top 3 because it's so good. The only thing that sucks is it is $60, but you, in my opinion, you don't need a lot. You can kind of like spray it on your brush, spray it on your hands, spray it on your sponge, spray it on your face, like wherever you want to spray it, and it's going to go a long way. Like it's very lightweight, where like as if this one is definitely a heavier formula. This one is very like lightweight. So this one, I love it. It's so good, and it's good if you're like more like the natural side and you want like a more medium coverage, not like super full coverage. That one is definitely for you. It's so good. So let's move on to concealer. By the way, in each of these categories, I tried to do an affordable product because I love my high end, but to me, there's like nothing like finding a good, affordable product that's like from the drugstore that's not gonna frigging break the bank. So in every category, I'm pretty sure, yeah, I have like a drugstore, except for primers, but every other category, I have a drugstore option for you guys. So for the first one for concealer, this one is no surprise if you guys have been following me for a while, but this one has been with me for like a year and a half, and it is just my go-to concealer. Like if I'm going out, this is what I'm wearing. If it's my birthday, it's what I'm wearing. If I get married anytime soon, this is the concealer that I will be wearing. This is the Dior Forever Skin Correct Concealer. It is a more expensive concealer. I believe it's like $35, but to be honest with you, this whole tube will literally last me like 6 months. Like I've only had to replace this, I think maybe 2 or 3 times, honestly, because there was a point where I was using it every single day, and then I stopped using it every single day because it's so expensive. But this one is so good. It's lightweight, it's full coverage, it's just, it blends out, and it just is like 1, 2, 3, like blended, like that's it. It's just such a good concealer, and I'm actually wearing it today along with the Airflash foundation. So this is a pretty expensive like combination, but if you want something that's lightweight, reliable, it's gonna look perfect, it's gonna look flawless, it's not gonna give you any issues, this is your concealer. Like I have a problem with creasing under my eyes, and this one is just perfection. Like there's gold in this. It's so freaking good. For my second one, this one I actually mix in with this when I really want to add like that extra coverage if I'm like lacking it or if I definitely need it. This is the one that I'm going to mix in with that, and even on its own, I love it. This is a Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Skin Concealer. This one is so good on its own. It's so good to mix, and it's so full coverage that you really only just need like a little like boop, like just like a little dot, and like that's it. A little goes such a long way with this concealer. When I first tried it, I was like, whoa, this is so good. And then when I mix it with the two of them, like these two together, perfection. If you need like full bomb coverage, like put a little dot of this in this and I got you covered. Like concealer is probably the most important part of my makeup routine. Like foundation is really important, but concealer to me, like if my concealer looks bad, it's gonna be a bad day, because I do not like creasy concealer, I do not like cake concealer. I like my concealer to look perfect as it looks right now because I'm wearing these two together. So such a good combination. Even on their own, like I said, they are beautiful. Okay, so for the more affordable one, like super affordable, that you can buy like 13 of these for the price of one of these, but this is so good. This is the Wet n Wild's Incognito Mega Last Concealer. This one, you guys, is like $3 to $4 at like Target, CVS, Walgreens, wherever you can get it. But it's so lightweight and so freaking full coverage. If you need a good everyday concealer and you're like me and you don't want to wear like your expensive one every single day, this one is for you. It's so good. When I first tried it, I was genuinely like shocked. I was like, this is too good to be true. For $4, like, this is so freaking good. Lightweight, full coverage, doesn't cake up, easy to blend, lasts all day. Like, this is your girl. If you need a good, affordable, everyday one, this is it. Honestly, I would say it kind of compares to this, but I'm only saying that because I love it as much as I love this. Like, this one is so good. Like, if you only gave me this concealer and were like, you can't use your Dior anymore, like, I would definitely be like heartbroken, but I would survive with this because it's that good. Like, that's the level that it's on. And for the price point, go to Target, buy 30 of them because it's that freaking good. So for cream products, I kind of put like contour, blush, bronzer, like all like in one category, if that makes sense. Like, I have 3 that I love, and like they're all different but in their own way. So I'm gonna walk you through how exactly I use my cream products. So starting off with the Ride or Die, the best cream contour to walk the planet, the Hollywood Contour Wand, the Charlotte Tilbury Contour Wand. You guys, this is the best contour wand to ever exist in all of time. I have tried a ton of them and I always go back to this. Like, this is the one that I'm going to use. Like, I always make the comparison to like my wedding, because like when I get married, whenever that is, like, I always envision my makeup just looking perfect, and this is the contour that I plan to use on that day because it is so freaking good. Like, this one, nothing compares. Like, when you first put it on, you're kind of like, hold up, like, why does it look like this? But as you blend it, it just melts into the skin, and bitch, you look snatched. Like, you look like you're chiseled. You just look freaking amazing. This is not to be slept on. Like, it's so good. It's pretty expensive, but honestly, I was using it every day for like ever, and I think this is still my first one. Like, I haven't even finished it. I think I have a backup chilling somewhere in my makeup room, but this I'm pretty sure is my first one, and I've had it for almost 2 years. So up next, this one comes in second because this kind of has everything in one, and I have been raving about this for like the last month and a half, but this is the e.l.f. Electric Mood cream quad. So I'm not sure if it's still available. Like, I suck, like, I'm really sorry, but I haven't checked to see if it is still available. But this comes with a cream highlight, 2 cream blushes, and a cream bronzer. If you are on a budget or you just want something that's super affordable, that's going to give you contour and bronzer, blush, and highlight. The highlight, I'm going to be honest, I don't use like that. I pretty much just use these 3, but it's a beautiful, is it beautiful? I mean, it's aight. Like, it's not like, let's just forget about the highlight, okay? Let's just talk about these 3 products. If you need something that's gonna bronze and contour as well as blush, this is it. I love this shade because it's deep enough to be, or like cool enough to be a contour, but warm enough at the same time to be a bronzer. It's what I have on my face right now, and as you can see, my cheeks look pretty like contoured, but they look bronzed at the same time. Like, this is definitely an intimidating color too. Like, whenever I put it on, I'm like, did I put too much? Like, what's happening here? But then as I blend it, I'm like, all right, like, I always forget that you really need to work it in. Not really need to work it in, but you gotta blend it out. Like, a little goes a long way. Like, you really just need to like dab your brush, and like, that's all you need, because a little goes such a long way. And as you can see, this palette is very, very well loved. Like, on an everyday basis, if you need something that you can use, just like quick 1, 2, 3, this is for you. The blushes are beautiful. They're what I have on my face right now. This is the bronzer and contour that I used today. So good. I love that little quad. So for cream blush, this is from Fenty, and this is in the shade 02 Petal Popping. This is my favorite cream blush of life. I know e.l.f., like, their putty blushes, like, everybody loves them, like, and yes, they're good, but have you tried this? Have you tried Fenty's formula? Have you tried this color specifically? Because if you haven't, you don't know what you're freaking missing. This is my favorite cream blush ever. Like if I'm traveling, I'm taking this, and I'm lying because I just traveled and I took this, but if I need my makeup to look bomb, like I am using this frigging blush. Like this is just a beautiful color that goes with any look. You want to do smoky, you want to do natural, you want to whatever, this is it. This color is so bomb, and I have used it so many times, and I honestly recommend these cream blushes to everybody. They are a little expensive, but first of all, the packaging is so effing cute, and the color is just beautiful. This is the only shade that I own from them. Like, I always want to go and buy more shades, but I really just want to focus on this shade because of how much I love it. But Fenty cream blushes, do not sleep on them because they are so freaking good. Next is setting powders, and this one was easy because I'm such a creature of habit when it comes to my setting powders. When it comes to makeup in general, like I know what I love and I know what works for me, and I know what I'm gonna continue to use. So the first one really pains me. Like, it pains me on the inside, like to my core, because this is no longer available, and I'm devastated. Like devastated, because this has been my go-to setting powder for almost 3 years now, I believe. Like 2.5 to 3 years, this has been the setting powder that I have loved, that I have trusted, that I have just repurchased time and time and time again, that I have recommended to people, and it's no longer available. This is the Kylie Cosmetics Translucent Setting Powder. So this is obviously before her rebrand. Like this one I purchased like right when she was starting to do her rebrand. Like I couldn't find this powder anywhere, and on her website there was like limited stock. And thank God I was able to get it because I was running out of my other one. And I use it very, very sparingly because it's just, no powder compares to this powder. And I really hope that if she is planning on re-releasing her translucent, that yeah, she reformulates it, but it is still as good as this one, because this powder is my go-to powder. Like I said, I use it so sparingly because you can't get it anymore. And that devastates me, like I said, to my core, because this setting powder sets my under eyes like no other. Like no other setting powder. This one is my favorite, and it really breaks my soul that I can't get it anymore. So I have to use it very, very sparingly because RIP, you can't buy it anymore. So it is what it is. All right, so my second in line, like my everyday translucent setting powder, like the one that I'm going to use pretty much on an everyday basis unless I'm going to something special, which I'm going to use my Kylie. This is my affordable drugstore one. This is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Translucent Setting Powder. So first of all, this packaging is huge. This is what it looks like. I think it's like $4, and this thing lasts me so long. Like I use it every single day for when I go to work. Like this is the setting powder that I'm using from underneath my eyes. This is almost as good as this, but I like this a little bit more because it has more of a tint to it. This is more like, not white cast, but it is more, I don't know how to describe it. This is more like, kind of like, you can kind of tell, I don't know if you can tell on camera. This has a little bit hint of like banana, if you will. Like it's a little bit like that. This is more like, I guess, like almost white. I guess that's the best way I can describe it. So it's not going to be good for like flash photography in my opinion, but this powder for everyday use like is so good. And for the price point, listen, Wet n Wild kills it. They kill it. They're definitely, honestly, probably one of my most loved drugstore brands. Yeah, I was like, what am I trying to say? They're one of my most loved drugstore brands, pretty much in every category, almost every category. I mentioned Wet n Wild because they are so good. In this setting powder, if you need a good affordable setting powder that's going to last you forever, check this one out. It's so good. It's just one of my favorite powders like ever. So third for setting powders is the one I'm actually using today underneath my eyes. This one's very specific because it doesn't work with every single concealer. That's the only thing that bothers me with it. But other than that, I really like the formula. This is from Jaclyn Cosmetics. This is the Brightening Light Banana setting powder. So I use this underneath my eyes, and like I said, it's what I have on under my eyes today, and it is definitely brightening, and I like that it gives a little bit extra coverage to your concealer, but it doesn't work with every concealer. So it's like touch and go for me. Like I do love this powder like so much because of just the pigmentation of it and how bright it makes my under eyes look without making them look like white. Like it's really good, but the formula of it is so, Like, okay, these two are a little bit more on the drier side, if that makes sense. This one is so kind of like moisturizing in a sense. Like, it's obviously not a wet powder, but it's more hydrating for underneath your eyes, that not every concealer works with it. But for the ones that it does work with, it works so good that I'm always blown away every time I use it. It's a really, really good setting powder. The only downfall, like I said, is that it doesn't work with every single concealer, because there's some that I love that I use the powder with and it just makes my under eyes a crepey, like creasy mess, and it's disappointing sometimes, but most of the time it's so good. So up next is highlighters, and I love highlights, but I don't like it overly glowy. Like, I like to look natural and like lit from within, if that makes sense. So I'm not like into like super like blinding, oh my god, highlights. I really just like a natural glow from within. So my first one, this one, I have loved for 3 years. It is my favorite highlighter of all time. Like, it's the one that I use when like I'm going out for special occasions, even like on a day-to-day, I could use this, but whatever. This is my favorite highlighter to ever exist. It's from Wet n Wild. It's their loose one in the shade I'm So Lit. So this is what the packaging looks like, you guys. It's still filled to the top, and I have been using this for like 3 years, like no joke. This, let me show you what it looks like. It looks like it would be like overly blinding, right? No, let me show you. So that's what it looks like, right? And then this is what it looks like on my hand. Like, you can tell that it's glowy, but it gives such a beautiful champagne-y glow from within, where you don't look like overly highlighted, but you also look just like glowy in like the most beautiful way possible, if that makes sense. This is like $3, and like I said, I have been using it for 3 years and it's still to the top. Like, it's that freaking good. It's, oh my god. If I had to, I could honestly just pick one because I'm so satisfied with this highlighter, but I do have 2 others to share with you. So this one, I think it comes out every year at the holiday time, because I've seen it come out a few times during like Christmas and stuff like that. This is from Hourglass. This is the Ambient Absolute Strobe Light palette. So in here it comes 3 highlighters. These are all gorgeous. They are super pigmented and I don't know if you can tell in my hand. They're right here, 1 and 2. They're beautiful. They are a little bit more of like a beaming highlighter. So this one is kind of like a glow from within. This one definitely gives you more of like a glowier highlight, but not in like an over the top way. Like, it's not like, oh my god, you can tell that you're wearing highlight type thing. No, it's still natural, but giving you a beautiful glow, if that makes sense. I love them, and I love that they actually released, I think they've released this like 3 times, like I said. I love that they keep bringing it back because so many people love this. I see the reviews and I see like on Instagram and YouTube how many people love this palette for good reason, because it's so good. So I hope that they bring it back this holiday season so you guys can get your hands on it, because it's expensive, but it's beautiful and it's perfect. And then my third highlighter is actually more of a recent purchase. It's what I'm wearing on my skin right now. This is another one that's like a beautiful glow from within without being over the top. This is from Makeup by Mario. This is in the shade Pearl. This is his soft glow highlighter. This is what it looks like, you guys. It is a beautiful, like champagne-y gold type of color without being too gold or too champagne-y. It's right here. I think the light might be too bright. Oh yeah, it's right here. It's so beautiful, and I really am obsessed with it because like the packaging, first of all, is gorgeous. Love it. And then just the overall shade in the formula is so beautiful. I really thought it would kind of be like chunky, like from what I was swatching in Sephora, but I was like, let me give it a shot. It might be better than what I'm thinking it's gonna be, and it definitely is. It's super natural, but with giving you that glow from within, which I adore. So if you guys were like on the fence or wanted to try Makeup by Mario's highlighters, check them out because they are so good. Like I said, it is what I'm wearing today, and as you can see, it's very just like glow from within, not over the top. Like, love it. So, oh, my last like face palette or face powder type thing is one thing. It's literally just 2 things in one. I don't have multiple because I really only use this, and that's what I've been using for months now. So this is for blush and bronzer. This is from Jaclyn Cosmetics, and this is her blush and bronzer duo in the shade Pick Me Up and Oh Honey. I adore these 2. I love the bronzer, I love the blush. It's just, they are baked, so you do kind of have to like build them up a little bit, but I love that because I don't like an overly pigmented blush, and I don't like an overly pigmented bronzer. I like to be able to build like as I want, like if I want to, if I don't want to, I like to have that option, and these give it to me. I love them so much. I love that it's like a duo, so I don't have to bring a blush or a bronzer with me if I travel or something like that. Like, I know that in this there's two, my bronzer and my blush, and I love this blush because it's so like just a beautiful pink. It's very like baby pink, which I love, and it's not like overly like pinky, if that makes sense. Oh, this is such a good duo. The packaging is beautiful. It is a little chunky, so it's kind of hard to store it because there's so much packaging. Like, it's kind of unnecessary, the packaging, in my opinion. Like, you can definitely slim this down, but like I get what she was going for, but it doesn't need to be this big because it's really annoying to store. That's the only downfall of it. But for bronzer and blush, so good. So for setting sprays are just as important to me as concealer and powder are, because setting sprays really seal everything together, and they can either make your makeup or they can break your makeup. Or if you're having like a bad makeup day and you put setting spray on, it can really just pull everything together. Like, to me, it's one of the most important steps in makeup. That's just my opinion, but that's how I feel when it comes to setting sprays. So my number one setting spray has to be the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Filter Party All Night Stay All Day Setting Spray. This is not going to make your makeup budge. Like, I've used it when I first got it. I started using it and I loved it, and then I kind of stopped, and then I recently used it again for like my birthday, and like I was using it more consistently, and my makeup does not move when I use this. I was gonna say foundation. When I use this setting spray, it's just so good, and I know that it's gonna make my makeup just like sink into my skin, and just, it's not gonna give me a dew. It's not gonna mattify me. At least I don't think it's a mattifying one. You know, it doesn't say if it's mattifying, but it doesn't mattify you. It doesn't like make you glowy. It just does what it does. It sets your makeup, and that's it. It's such a good setting spray, and honestly, if I had to pick one, this would be it, because it's so good for those nights where you know you need your makeup to last. This is it. But for like every day, for like that luminous glow, like something that's gonna set your makeup, but it's not gonna like really make it last like super long like the Charlotte Tilbury one, but it's gonna set it and give you a nice beautiful glow. The Morphe Luminous Setting Spray. I cannot tell you guys how many times I have repurchased this and how many bottles I have gone through, because I love it so much. The only reason it's not my number one is because I don't think it's a longevity one. Like, if I'm going out for 8 hours or whatever, like, I don't think it's gonna, my makeup's gonna last, but it's not gonna like stay like completely perfect, like from the time I put it on till the end of the night, like this one is. But this one just gives me a beautiful glow, and first of all, I love the mist. It's so fine. Put it on my face, put it on my face. It's so fine, but it gives a beautiful luminous glow, and it's so good, and it's super affordable. I think it's like $16, and I use this, no joke, every single day, unless I'm using this, which is rare because I pretty much save this for like special events, or like if I really need my makeup to last all day. This is what I'm using, and it's just so good. Like, it's literally like ride or die for me, you know? Lastly, if I am having a bad pore day where my pores are looking like extra big, this is the setting spray that I'm going to use. This is from the Benefit. This is the Professional Super Setter Long Lasting Makeup Setting Spray. So I know that I can trust this for when my pores are looking a little bit bigger, or even emphasized by foundation, powder, like whatever the situation is. I can use this, and it's not gonna like make my pores disappear, so it's not gonna like erase my pores, but it's definitely gonna fill them in where I'm not gonna be able to notice them as much as I was before. I am so thirsty from talking so much. Like, my mouth is so freaking dry. Like, I need to go and drink water, and oh my god. Okay, anyways, that is all I have for you guys in today's video. I know it was a long one. Let me know if you want to see the top 3 for my eyes and lips, because I will 1000% do that, because I have a lot of products that I love for my eyes and my lips, but that would have made this video like an hour long, and who wants to sit around for an hour, you know? But yeah, so that's all I have for you guys in today's video. Please do not forget to go ahead and give this video a big thumbs up, and to subscribe, and leave me all of your recommendations down below, and let me know all of your top 3s. Like, let me know what your ride or dies are in every single category. I would love to know. As always, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and to subscribe, and I'll hopefully catch you guys in my next video. Bye!